Y'all. Hey y'all, good morning. Good morning. Anastasia, 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 Anastasia Garradelli's world. Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Happy Monday and Tuesday to follow. I hope you all had an amazing weekend, and I also hope you all had an amazing, prospered, safe Thanksgiving and just enjoyed that Thanksgiving feast. Okay, so yeah, guys, I just wanted to come in just for I always say a brief moment, but I always seem to stay longer than I'm supposed to until my camera swipes and then it goes over to the next yeah. But I just wanted to say good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to everybody everywhere all over the world. Welcome to Anastasia Garradelli's world. So guys, last night I uploaded a video telling you a little story time about me, and then a little story time as well as about my best friend. Um, I used the name Dan as the cray cray guy that she used to go with. Oh Lord, God rest his soul. That was many years ago that she was with him, but he died maybe about I want to say maybe about yeah, well, many years ago. Forgive me for revealing your name, girlfriend. You know I love you very much so. So I tried to use names, but I slipped and I said her name, but she doesn't mind because we talk about it all the time about our, our lives. And, as a matter of fact, we was talking on the phone just the other day, and we was talking about when we were younger and how we used to, party and have a good time and, stuff like that until we just started having children and things of that sort. So I did upload a video last night. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, not the physical abuse of the video, but just the story time itself. Here I go again. You on the right channel. Yeah, I belch and I haven't even eaten anything yet. Just had a cup of coffee. But I don't want you to, when I say enjoy the video, just enjoying the story time of it, but understanding the fact that mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse is not acceptable. I do not condone that. Okay, so that's what I mean as far as enjoying the video, as far as the story time, but not the mental, the physical, or the sexual abuse of it, because it can be very much so harmful, very much so toxic. And you don't want to live in a situation like that, because there has been many women who could not get out of that situation to the point where they lost their lives. When I stated that the gentleman that I was with, which is my son's father, he was a good man to some certain point. He gave me everything I wanted. I never had to want for anything from him, not absolutely anything. But it, as time progressed and I was with him, lived with him for about 3 years or so, the jealousy, I couldn't take, you know, I want to say mental abuse. It became mental abuse at some point where he had me like basically trapped, because I didn't want to go home to my mother. I wanted to be grown, which I was grown. I was 19. Again, he was 29. And he took really good care of me. But it was overall, as time progressed, the jealousy set in. We only fought at one time. I think at this point now, and I was maybe about, because I was with him, lived with him for 3 years. So I'm saying 19, 20, 21, 22, because I had my son at 25. I got pregnant with my son at 25. So I'm going to say 22 or 23 years old. That's when the, not only the mental abuse, the physical abuse, but it only happened one time. One time, guys, where he didn't know that I was pregnant. I didn't even know that I was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I used to take birth control pills, and I didn't want him to know that I was taking the birth control pills. So every time, Anastasia and him get it in, I made sure I took that birth control pill. But I hid the birth control pills. I kept hiding the birth control pills up under the bed mattress. And he wanted a child, in which my son was the only, the only child that he has, actually, for sure. My son is the only child that he has, and he wanted a child, but I was only like 23 years old. I wasn't trying to have any babies. Like, why would I have a baby at 23 years old? I just wanted to just get away from my mom, I mean, at some point, me and her, I loved her very much so unconditionally, but at some point we really didn't hit it off too well. So I wanted to get out of there as soon as possible, and I did that, you know what I mean? Um, this guy, he took me on, and we lived together, and whatever, whatever. And so to make a long story short, um, every time we, got it in, he says, why aren't you getting pregnant or something like that? So I was like, I'm not trying to get pregnant. I'm not really trying to get pregnant. I'm only 23 years old. I'm still like young yet. I still want to enjoy my life and have fun and have a good job. And, I don't know. I guess he figured because he was 29 years old or getting older or whatever. So was I. I was 19, but I was getting older at some point. And he wanted a child, and I was not ready for that, but I did not. Guess what happened, guys? So, at any rate, one day, when he came home from work, he says, I think I was down my mom's. Yeah, I was down my mom's house. I didn't have any kids at that point, and I didn't even know I was pregnant. He just kept, well, actually, let me get this right. Actually, he found my birth control pills. He popped all my birth control pills out of the pack. Popped them all out, flushed them down the toilet, but because I wanted to be there with him, because he took very good care of me, I didn't want to be there with my mom and everything, so I dealt with the situation of just, okay, he popped all my pills out the pack, and, so I was making an appointment to go to the doctor, to get some more birth control pills, but each and every time, like, we would do it, I didn't have any birth control pills, and I thought that, okay, well, I have enough in my system to be safe that I wouldn't get pregnant, because I was taking them for like about 5 or 6 or 7 months at the most. And so I figured, okay, so I'm pretty well safe. Like they say, if you miss one, it's a wrap, Oh, I didn't pay it no mind, because I thought I was very much so, good, that they were really set embedded in my system. And come find out, y'all, it wasn't like that. They were really true. You missed one pill, you fucked up. And I was fucked up, And so, just dealing with the overall, having somewhere to stay, the overall of, the security of this man taking really good care of me and stuff like that. So actually what had happened one night, he wanted to get it in. So I was like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I said, because I haven't been feeling well, and my breasts are very, very much sore, hurting, sore, tender. I was 19, guys. My breasts was very much so sore. They were very tender, and I didn't feel good. I just kept getting really, really nauseous, and I kept sleeping, and I was like, no, I don't feel like doing this. So he got upset. He got upset with the fact that I didn't want to do it. So again, here goes the accusing, oh, well, then you don't want to have sex with me, then you must be landed with somebody else. How can I possibly be landed with somebody else when I'm here with you? When you come home from work, I'm here. When you go to work, I'm here. So are you saying that because when you go to work that I slipped somebody in there? Never did that, never done that, and never would have done that, because this man was a very jealous man. And do you think I was going to bring somebody in my place where, excuse me, sorry guys, where I'm living with this man? He was already a jealous man. Do you think I would even take a risk or a chance like that to bring somebody in? And I couldn't go and cheat on him because I was always at the apartment. He didn't want me to work. He gave me any and everything I wanted. I didn't have to want for money, clothes, whatever, And so he got upset with me because I didn't want to have intercourse with him. That's the perspective way to say it. I didn't want to have intercourse with him. And I got accused of this man, that man, da 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 da. So we start arguing. Next thing you know, I said, you know what? I don't need this. I said, I'm going home. I think I've had enough. I told you I don't feel well. My tummy hurts me. I'm just not feeling well. I'm just going to go home with my mom and just stay with my mom for a couple of days. You're not going no mother effing where. Y'all. Bruh, 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 bruh had me, bruh had me fucked up. Bruh had me fucked up, y'all. Yeah, y'all. Okay? And I said, oh yeah, I am going. He was like, but babe, it's like 9:30 at night, so why would you want to? I said, listen, 2 buses will take me there. Or are you going to take me to my mom's house and let me just be with my mom for a couple of days and we sort this thing out? I said, because this apparently isn't working. Mind you guys, I didn't even know I was pregnant. He said, you're not going nowhere. You're not going nowhere. I said, oh yeah, I am. So I started throwing stuff in the bag. And as I was throwing the stuff in the bag, he took and he grabbed me. Now, this is where I said the physical abuse that one time came in. And maybe possibly, no, it was that one time. He grabbed me and he said, I said, you're not going no mother effing where. So I'm trying to fight this man. This man was muscular. I'm trying to fight this man off of me. And he was really upset with me. And the next thing I know, me trying to fight this man, and he had a temper that was unreal, guys. This is why I said you guys have to be mindful, cautious, and careful, because you can actually be hurt, physically hurt. You can actually lose your life when you have a very, very obsessed man, a very, very, very possessive man, a very, very, very jealous man, a very, very much so stalker man. And you can really be hurt by these men. You can actually be really violated by these men. Now, I'm going to state that that doesn't indicate all men, because we do have some good men out here. We really do have some good men out here. I just didn't meet them. I didn't meet them. My daughter and my son has different dads. Now, y'all don't come for me. That don't make me a little skeezer. I wasn't no skeezer, y'all. Now, hear me what I say. Now, hear me what I say. I ain't no that damn skeezer now. I wasn't no skeezer down here, okay? I was a very young lady when, hey, it is what it is. And so he got very, very extremely upset with me. He wanted to fight me. And I'm like, listen, I don't feel well, and I am not down with this tonight. I said no. If I say no, that I don't want you touching my kudina, kupanchi, that the trusi, no means no. You don't violate me. You don't take what you want. I said no. No means no, and that's it. Okay? So we start tussling, and I'm trying to get out the door so I can go catch the bus and go, go with my mom, stay with my mom and my dad for a couple of days. He wasn't accepting that, guys. Absolutely not. This is part 2 of story time, which part 1 was last night that I uploaded. And so next thing I know, dude took and grabbed me, y'all. I never ever forget it. Dude took and grabbed me, picked me up, body slammed me down, and I said, this is a fucking rap. Anytime you pick your woman up and you body slam her down, that's very much so abusive. Anytime you just fight your woman, that's very much so abusive. He picked me up and he body slammed me. I had no indication that I was pregnant, guys. I had no idea I was pregnant. I told him I didn't feel well. My breast was very tender. My tummy was hurting me a lot and I was sleeping a lot. I just did not feel well. And yeah, I cried. He said, baby, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm so sorry. I love you so much and I don't want you to go. And you cannot possibly love me if you pick me up and you body slam me down. You cannot possibly love me when I say no, and no means no. You should accept that and be good with it. You cannot possibly love me when you did not want me around my family, my friends, or nobody. How do you call that love? I don't call that love. I don't call it love. I don't know what he called it, but I don't call it love. And So I called my dad. My ears are itching. Sorry, guys. I called my dad. That's so ignorant, right? Sorry, guys. I called my dad and I was crying. And my dad, he had the very much utmost respect for my mother and my father. And I called my dad, and my dad, he came and got me. And he said, son, he said, let me tell you this. He said, you can't just keep beating up on my daughter like this. He said, Dad, I didn't beat up on your daughter. I was just telling her anyone. I'm all hurt. My back all hurt. And I said, you's a damn lie. You just picked me up and your body slammed me. You body slammed me. My dad said, get your bag and let's go. Because this is not acceptable. But now, mind you, when my dad said, you're not going to keep beating up on my daughter. I don't know. I think my dad must have thought he was like physically abusing me every day or whatever. No, he was actually not. He just got mad because he wanted what he wanted. He wanted to have intercourse, and I said no because I wasn't feeling well, and he got really upset about it and very possessive about it, and he wasn't taking no for an answer. And so my dad said, okay, well, let her come on down here, with me and her mom and stay down here for a couple of days until you guys figure this thing out and get this thing together. So in the midst of me going to stay with my mom and my dad, I said, I'm going to make an appointment to see what's going on with me because I'm not feeling well at all. So when I got there, I started really nauseous and throwing up, and I didn't want to eat. And I was like, oh Lord, I hope this man ain't done went out there and did something, done gave me some shit that I can't shake. No idea that I was pregnant because, mind you, he popped all my pills out, and I thought I was cool because I was taking the birth control pills for 7 months. So I figured, okay, a few days of missing them in. I don't have any. I got to make an appointment so I can go in. And so I made an appointment. And I was actually making the appointment because I was going in to see if I can get some more birth control pills. And then I was going there because I thought maybe I got a yeast infection or something like that. Oh, God, let me go in to make sure this man ain't give me something that I can't get rid of. But beyond that, all he did was go to work and come home. I mean, he came straight home from work, guys. Straight home. No stops. Straight home, And so I said, okay, let me, make an appointment. Let me go to the, doctor and see what's going on with me. So the doctor had to, check me. The GYN had to check me. And I said, I want more birth control pills. And the doctor says, birth control pills for what, Miss So-and-so? I said, because my boyfriend popped all my pills out the thing. And, and I don't have any. And, I've been relating with him, not that I always wanted to, but just because he was my boyfriend. And she said, well, honey, it's too late for birth control pills. Have you been taking your birth control pills? I said, yeah, until he found them and popped them out. And and I was still relating with the man. Although sometimes I didn't want to, but I did it because it was a sense of security. And this man took really, really good care of me. So I dealt with it, guys. I was 19 years old. And she said, well, I don't think you need no birth control pills, baby, because you're pregnant. I said, what? She said, you pregnant? I said, oh, hell to the mother flipping no, I can't be. I'm only 23 years old. I don't want no mother flipping baby. You gotta be lying to me. Oh, Lord, I start crying, y'all. I start crying. And I said, well, what else is wrong with me? She was like, there's nothing else wrong with you. You don't have any kind of infections. You don't have any kind of STDs. You're pregnant. Aren't you excited? And I was like, hell no, I'm not excited. I'm 23 years old. What the hell I want with a baby at 23 years old, being pregnant at 23 years old? Hell no, I'm not excited at all. Okay? So she was like, well, overall you're healthy and this, that, and the other. And, we want to do your blood work and da-da-da, the major things that they do. So they did my blood work and this, that, and the other to tell them, let me know how far along I was. And, I was so devastated, so upset. I don't believe this shit. So I called him. He was at work. I called him. And he says, what's the matter? And I was like, you knew what the hell you were doing. You knew what the hell you was doing. He said, well, why didn't you tell me that you was on birth control pills? And how long was you on birth control pills? I said, it doesn't matter. You had no right to pop all my fucking pills out of there. And then you made me do what I didn't want to do. He said, baby, I didn't make you do anything that you didn't want to do. I said, you did. When I didn't want to do it, I did it just because. And I caught myself because I was getting ready to say, I did it just because of security and because you take good care of me and I don't want for anything That goes to show you materialistic shit don't mean anything if you're not happy in a relationship. Materialistic shit doesn't mean absolutely nothing. And that's basically what I thrived off of, materialistic thing and a sense of security, because this man took really good care of me. I didn't have to want for shit, guys. You know, and he says, what's going on? And I told him, I said, you know, I'm pregnant, you know, and he was so excited. And so, oh my God, guys. He was so excited. I was like, you know, no, I'm not excited about this at all. So, any rate, you know, I hung up on him, and so I was waiting for the nurse to come in with my prescription for my prenatal vitamins and stuff. So I'm sitting there crying, and she's like, well, why are you crying? I was like, because I'm only 23 years old, and I'm not ready for a baby, and da-da-da, this, that, and the other. I said, oh, well, it is what it is now, and it's too late. And I did think about, like, should I have this baby or shouldn't I not have this baby? Oh, absolutely, I was going to have my baby. I was going to have my baby. Yeah, I wasn't going to, you know, get rid of my baby, but it was just a thought that being young as I was, I really, really, really wasn't ready for any children. But overall, you know, I went on and I had the child. I'm happy that I had my child. Although sometimes me and him don't get along, but I love him unconditionally. He is my child, and I do love him. But sometimes we keep it in 100. Sometimes we don't get along, and he might see this video and be like, Mom, what are you doing? I'm just keeping it real 100. This is Anastasia GHIRADELLI'S World. This is my channel, my platform, and my story time, and I'm keeping it 100. Okay? I love my child. I'm glad I had him.